Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Shoot the Shit podcast. Super excited to have you both on. My two favorite coaches that I just am excited and friends to like share with the world. So Monica, thank you for joining us. Also, I call you Mons, so if anyone hears that, just FYI, Mons. Tobias, shout out Tobias.
Hello.
Okay, hello. So I feel like I want to give an intro about both of you in just like two separate ways, so people kind of understand both you individually and then just also what you mean to me. So both of you guys obviously coach me, have trained me for, I don't know, I guess Tobias, I've known you for three years now, and Mons, I've known you for almost a year now. Feels like forever. But I feel like the most beautiful thing about like this type of podcast is like getting audiences to know people in my life that have like inspired me, that have helped me grow, that also have like helped me workshop some funny material when I'm working out, when I'm telling y'all about my crazy dating life and like my family and just like the drama. And I feel like it's funny though, because when we think about training and working out and coaching, I feel like I've been able to learn so much about myself, what I'm able to do. And you guys have really like helped me kind of like come into myself. And I think it's just amazing to bring you both together and kind of like talk through stuff and shoot the shit. So like Monica, I know like you've been kind of in the coaching space for a while. I know that you obviously have worked with Under Armour, boxing. I mean, there's just so many things. You're so versatile. You've done so many different like coaching events for your own thing. So I don't know if you want to like talk a little bit about that. But the way I see you, even just as a friend, is just like a strong, powerful Black woman that I respect and love. And I think you're also just so funny. Also, side note, you both are Cancers.
Oh, when's your birthday?
Which is like so funny.
It was July 2nd.
July 2nd? Mine's June 24th.
Okay,
Nice.
so
Well,
I
happy
just,
birthday.
yeah. This is why I'm like,
just cry.
let's
You
just
ready?
all cry. Okay, you know what's so funny is that like, Mons, I feel like when I'm with you, I feel like we always joke because it's like emotion and I'm like a Sag and I'm like, I don't want to feel emotion.
Yeah.
And then with like Tobias, I feel like he helps me like hit like a part that's also like a center where he's like, you want to level up and like focus on like what the meaning of like certain things are, where I'm just so like, nah, I'm good. I'm like,
Your
whatever.
shit sounds way more
you
productive
know.
than ours. Like,
No,
to be honest.
it's
We had
like,
a lot of
no,
talking,
just kidding.
a lot of
Both
talking
of
during our
lots of
sessions.
talking, lots of talking, unfortunately.
We're yapping our way through
No,
the session,
no,
for sure.
for
Well, it's
real.
a lot harder though when you're boxing because it's like you got to be ducking and diving and not
literally.
It's like,
spill out your feelings. You know?
yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy though. So like, okay, can you guys both kind of give like how you like, what would you say is sort of like how you would intro yourself, how you see yourself? Because I mean, I feel like, oh, and also like Tobias, I feel like I kind of said this about Mons, but it's like you've also been in the wellness space.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we've talked a lot about, I mean, you two from a holistic perspective, just
100%,
wellness,
100%.
looking, it's not just about coaching like the body. It's also like your spirit, your mind, your nutrition, what are you eating, how that, and I feel like it's crazy because you both know as a comic that I'm up late, I'm constantly busy, I'm like late to our sessions, I'm just all over the place sometimes, and I feel like you both have just like done a really good job at like checking in on people, like especially me, just like making sure I'm good. So it's like, I don't know, I just love you both, and you're both grounding. Like comics are cool and friends are cool, but like you guys are friends and also like stable grounding people in my life. So I just love you guys so much. But yeah, can you guys just talk a little bit about who you are and just like what you kind of like, how long you've been in the space for, what are some things, and we'll get into it, you know, like what inspires you and stuff. But like, yeah, just like tell tell the people who you are. I have no
I know
people.
you got people.
I got no people. I got my
people.
mom
Yeah,
and my
people.
dad and like
Shout out to
a
them.
couple hoes, you know.
I was like, the roster.
And then that's it. Okay.
All right, Tobias, you can talk about yourself.
Yeah,
'cause
you
I'm not
go.
excited to talk about me.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping you'd start, but
Two
I would-
Cancers just not excited to talk about themselves.
never that.
No.
Yeah, so I'd introduce myself as I was a former college track athlete. I did the decathlon, I did pole vault, and that really got me in the performance space. So I was always curious about what could I do in between practices, in between track meets to just get better and ultimately achieve the goals that I had set for myself. And along with studying kinesiology, exercise physiology, those grew hand in hand into like really diving into performance, diving into the psychology behind it. We mentioned the like holistic approach. So what is it with eating, and how does that affect your sleep? How does that affect your mindset? And how does that all contribute to being like the best version of you and the best performer that you can be? So to intro myself, I got into that then as a job as a personal trainer. So I worked at Equinox for a couple of years, and then left this last year and started my own company, which focuses all on the holistic health from a corporate side of things, because I noticed that a lot of like lawyers, a lot of executives were not necessarily treating their job or their position in the same degree and intentionality as we would as athletes, you know, as people who train and as people who invest in your body, invest in your soul and your mind for the best possible outcome in your performance. It doesn't seem to correlate in a corporate world. So that's the space that I'm trying to break into, and the space that I'm trying to bridge the gap between athletic performance and then corporate work performance as well.
I love that. Yeah, I also would like to shout out that I was Tobias's first client.
Very first client
ever when he moved here, which is like such a great connection. And I always joke because I'm like, who's your favorite client? And he's like, I can't say. And I'm like, it's me, obviously. You know. Today and every day it will be me, you know. No, 100%. It's crazy though. Like, wow, you've really like come a long way too.
It's been
that's crazy. You know what? I didn't say this because I want to tell people, but we met. Well, maybe you'll say this when you talk about like intro yourself, but like we met in Run Club, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a really dope intro, by the way. Like, I think that, you know, coming into your own and like doing your own thing after a certain amount of time and being in a structured like box gym or, you know, a space like that, it feels scary.
100%.
And then also like we have this like imposter syndrome in the moment where we're like, is anyone going to want to train with me of all these billions of people in the world? Like, am I going to have a solid like 12 clients that can pay my bills? So congratulations to you for that.
Thank you.
I would say for me, I've built my career off of relationships and off of vulnerability. And it's literally just been like stumbling my way through like pain points and figuring shit out. And then I'll figure it out and be like, someone else needs to know how to figure this out. Or someone else doesn't need to go through as much pain as I've gone through to figure it out. So how can I create not just an offering, but like a space that feels safe enough to talk about it? And then like create a doorway out of that so that they can start their process of healing and, you know, embracing things that are not so great in their life, that aren't so functional in their bodies, and then feel good in the process of it rather than just getting to the goal. I'm really huge on 100%. Like who you're becoming in the process rather than just what you're doing and what you're accomplishing.
Yeah.
And that's gone through like a lot of different things. Like I've had an eating disorder. I've you know, stumbled my way through figuring out PMDD for women's menstrual health. I've gone through like familial hardships and watched my family go through things like dementia and, you know, diabetes and hypertension. And so with all of those hardships has been a lesson that could be paid forward to someone else. And in the journey of social media, my boom in social media was like 2017 into, I guess now still, but like, it was a time where sharing the not so perfect, that was just my strength. I was not the fittest person. I had just gotten into boxing. I wasn't like, you know, the typical athlete. I was just someone who wanted to be better and wasn't afraid to talk about like what wasn't going great.
And you know, it's so crazy because Mons, when we train together and you're coaching me like in boxing, I feel like the reason I picked you, and like obviously we were friends, but it's like you helped me learn all of the moves. Like it's all about learning the process. It's all about like educating yourself instead of, you know, because you said this, some people come in, they're just like, bah, bah, bah. Like they think it's just like, be aggressive, do this, do that. But it's
be
like,
fast.
Be fast, whatever.
Fast,
and I love that you're so intentional about the way you move and the way that you push me to kind of figure out like, okay, this is how you do it. This is why we're doing it. And I feel like that's been that's why I like love both of you, because I feel like that's an important part of, you know, working your body, your mind, your spirit. You know 100%. What I mean? I mean, also it is really fun though. Like when I'm hitting like I'm like, you know, and I'm like, I mean, now I sound like I'm in like what, a Kendrick song or whatever, but like, nah, it's really cool. So like, but I want to know more from both of you, like, what's your, I mean, this is Shoot the Shit, right? So we talk a lot like in our sessions about obviously my life, but you know, I think it is important that people understand like how much you guys draw inspiration from your own worlds and what's around you and people that you have either worked with or that you've learned from. It doesn't have to be someone in the wellness space. It could also be like, you know, someone that's like in your family, like someone that like has a certain trait or a quality that like inspires you, or even just like someone in business that like you see is doing something else in a different industry. But like, I would love to know more, because I feel like, yeah, we often talk about a lot of different things, but I feel like that's something that is a very like unique and deep topic, you know? Do you have one? Thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say my biggest inspiration for sure, and from since I was a little kid, has been my mom. Like, my mom's been working out since she was 16.
Nice.
She's been vegetarian since she was 16. And so I made the switch 6 years ago, but growing up and knowing that it was possible and that she was doing it just was such a source of inspiration. And I remember as a kid, we moved from California to Kansas. And one of the biggest draws of moving to Kansas was there was a local YMCA. And the YMCA let, I think, kids at like 13 go to the upstairs floor where like all the weights were. And I was just about to turn 13, and like that was gonna be the first time I could work out with my mom. And I was so excited about that. Like, that superseded the whole move and like any negatives. I was like, I can finally go and like go to the gym, because my whole life I'd always like in the morning she would like drop us off for school and be like, all right, I'm going to the gym, and then it was always like, ooh, the gym, like ooh, what's that about, like what's going on over there, you know?
What's that about?
How many siblings do you have?
Like,
Y'all just
so
like
I just have one older sister.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
So,
just getting on your mom.
What's that about? The YMCA was lit though.
No, the YMCA, especially in the Midwest, insane.
So
absolutely insane.
Crazy you say that, because when I was in culinary school, I went to culinary school my sophomore year of college. Thank you. I dropped out to be a trainer, so I can like flip eggs.
No, but that's still like,
and like tourne potatoes.
That's
like,
so
it's like
crazy. I forget about
random
that.
little
Oh
gifts.
my gosh, yeah, you're a chef.
but I want to learn how to like cut with your hands like this.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the hardest part.
Stuff. Yeah, it's like super secrets of the culinary field. But I was in culinary school. I was getting kicked out of school because I didn't realize like I needed to be making payments actively. At that time. My parents kind of just dropped me off in Charlotte and were like, bye. And I was like, cool, I'm just gonna show up. And then they were like locking me out of the building. So anyways, I tell, you know, this story a lot in the change up of my career, but I got kicked out of school multiple times. When I was able to go back, thanks to the Lucky Cat Fund from my PF Chang's coworkers, my first class when I got back to culinary was anatomy and physiology. And we went to the YMCA, and we were like basically designing like exercise and nutrition programs for special demographics of people, and that's where I ended up being like, now I'm gonna be a personal trainer. Isn't that insane?
I know that.
YMCA.
What?
No, the YMCA is good. Like,
it's fire.
So cool.
It's
Literally.
so cool. Yeah, and it's just like nice because it's also like affordable. They're everywhere. Like, and it's also like they are different. Like, some are bigger, some are nicer. Like, you just kind of.
But the mission goes beyond.
But
it
the
goes
mission
beyond just
good.
Working out.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Shout out YMCA. Maybe they'll sponsor this.
Yeah.
And Duncan and YMCA. That'd be so funny. Can you imagine? It'd be like healthy and not healthy.
Conflicting parties, you know.
But back to your mom.
Yeah. So your mom.
She's like just definitely one of the biggest sources of inspiration, and she's still exercising. Definitely have to say then I'd have to shout out my dad as well, because he started his fitness journey a couple years ago.
Didn't you just run a marathon together?
We just ran a marathon together.
Oh my god.
He's 63 years old, and we ran the Osaka Marathon together.
In Japan?
In Japan.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So I gotta definitely shout out him as well. So the two of them are like really huge sources of inspiration.
Like role models. I love that. Yeah, when you can keep it like your family. You know, it's like, that's nice.
Yes.
And it's like they stay sending me like little selfies, but like, oh, just ran like 3 miles this morning. It's like,
oh my gosh,
that's so cool.
That's
like,
so cool.
So cool. They both like.
We all want that.
Oh, it's great. It's such a good vibe.
You know.
So those two would definitely be the two that I like draw the most strength from. You know?
I love that. Yeah, I want like a hot person that can like run with me and like. Well, you know what I mean. I'm not saying your parents are hot. They could be, but you know, I know.
It's a good mix.
They're good mix over there,
you know, of the two of them.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Mons, what about you? Like, where you draw like inspiration from?
Where I draw inspiration from, I got to shout out Team After One, our
run
track club. Yeah, our track
Mm.
club, because there's so many different people in different walks of their life, but it's a different level. And we talked about this like pre-show about discipline.
Yeah.
I find that I'm not the most disciplined person at all. I'm very much
100%.
off the vibe of the moment, and could be good, could be bad, but like our track club is full of people who are in corporate America, who are trainers, who are you know, veterans, and their level of enthusiasm and attachment to hard tasks
100%.
has been super just inspiring, but also it's held me accountable in a different way.
Yeah.
Because I can honestly say, like, I have a pretty career outwardly, but as an entrepreneur, it's really ugly behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And
so
being
ugly,
responsible for your own schedule and for, you know, the finances and all the other things, like that level of discipline that it takes to show up and still get the work and get the reps in, especially if you're training for half marathons, all those things. Like, those people inspire me to a T. You included, Alex, because you'll show up with Duncan and have had like the longest night ever of comedy and then work another job and, you know, take care of family and still be a ray of sunshine when it comes to that space and still, you know, have a hug for someone that needs it. That being a quality human being while you're doing the hard reps and while you have other things to do in your life is top tier for me. So
I appreciate that. No, and I agree, because a lot of the people in that club, I feel like accountability, you hit it. Like, it's the accountability and the enthusiasm, like the excitement to just show up and just have like just an immense amount of like, I don't even know if it's just light. Like, people are just happy to be there. It's like, and I think that's like a level of gratitude where it's like, I've learned that from you. I've learned that from you. Like, I've learned that from our run club. Like, the ability to just like move your body and to be grateful 100%. And to be held accountable for like, hey, let's wake up, let's move our body, let's do this. And I think that's important, you know, and I think I love that you said that, you know, because like, and it's a lot of people now. Like, Tobias just joined our run club, and now it's like grown immense, which is good. But I think there's always growing pains, you know, with anything getting bigger. You know, you're just trying to like figure out. I mean, like the pace groups be crazy, out there. You know,
a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, even just hitting on that though, like that was a big turning point recently for me. Is that we practice gratitude, we practice it, but we're not pushing ourselves to be enthusiastic sometimes, and that's the next level in the obsession in your career, the obsession in your craft, and where you get to like that edge of being better. And I was recognizing like, damn, I have everything that I've prayed for truly in my 100%. Career, in my access to certain things, where I live, you know, the city I live in, the things I have access to in my neighborhood. Everything's I've prayed for, but like I'm still waking up some days, you know, just like, oh, how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And the enthusiasm for like coaching 40 plus people in a room and DJing and playing with lights and doing cool stuff like that. I was like not having the enthusiasm for it, not having enthusiasm for like 2 big speakers at the track with like 50 plus people just running, laughing, enjoying ourselves. So that's where things like really shifted for me, and like choosing that group and having that group like choose us.
It's funny because Mon's on that choosing. Tobias is gonna laugh at this, but like my mantra, and we've talked a little bit about this year, has been choose differently. So like when I want to procrastinate, when I want to put things off, when I want to like go for the fuckboy, when I want to like, it's like choose differently, like for real, you know, because it's just like, it is like, and then when things when you do that and then things choose you back in a way that is like good for you, that is just like a whole different world. I know, only a Cancer would say. Oh,
so romantic.
I know, it's like crazy. It's true though.
No, it's
so
definitely
like
true.
it's so. How would you guys like say like, you know, your goals are now? Like, where are you guys focused at? Like, you know, just either this year, just in general, like something big or small. What do you think?
Well, honestly, I really like the point you just brought up about being enthusiastic, because I feel like especially like as entrepreneurs and trainers, and even probably as a comedian as well, it's like we're always looking for the next thing. So you can't really be enthusiastic about the moment if you're always like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I need another client, or oh, I need to like run another joke, or I need to. So
yeah,
that's really curious that you bring that up. So honestly, I would say that's probably one of my goals more so now, because it's exactly like what you said. You know, it's like you prayed for this life, you like worked so hard to get here, but now it's kind of like, oh, what's like the next thing, you know? And I'm curious too, as both your guys' thoughts in the fitness world, as if that's just a byproduct of it, you know? Like there's always a faster time to run. There's always a heavier weight to lift. There's always a further distance to go. So, but that's also like motivating because it keeps you going, you know? So I'm curious as to how do you find the balance? Exactly. Yeah. How do you find the balance? And so
cutting off social media at a certain time, honestly, I think the fitness world, absolutely. But like how much would we know about other people hitting certain times, paces, running certain races, you know, competing, winning belts? How much would we know about that without the social media, the scrolling, right?
So true.
You know, like we're constantly in this loop of like watching people's like highlight reel. And I know that this is a topic, like a hot topic, but because we are kind of like defaulting to consuming that, that's when you can't really be present because you're consuming something else. You're not constant. Locked into you. But being present is a huge one. And I think just like, when I get on social now, I get on to be enthusiastic for someone else, and then I use the inspiration to go do some productive shit myself. Like I'm not about to sit there and stay and like doom scroll. Not saying that I don't, because
we're human, but
we're human.
We all do.
Yeah. But I've tried to practice that for social media rather than, you know, pressuring myself. Oh, this content's great. I'm not doing any content. I'm not doing this. Oh, this person's running this pace. I'm not running this pace. It's like, congratulations, this is amazing. Now let me go do something for myself and like let me enjoy it while I do it to some extent. And like romanticizing things, like enthusiasm, romanticizing my life, and just trying to give myself more time to do tasks rather than feeling like I should fit more things into a short period of time. Like it's just not realistically how I work.
And I like that too, like this goal of like being present, and like especially the social media thing. I get stressed in comedy because like you constantly see people posting all the time. You feel like you're not doing enough. You feel like you're not like getting enough reps in. You're not doing enough shows. It gets stressful after a while. You're like, oh man, like you start like kind of degrading the work that you've put in. And I feel like, you know, shout out to both of you, because I feel like when we've worked together, you know, I'll be stressed about like a show and I'll be like, I don't know, or I'll come off high off a show and y'all are like, all right, like let's get back to work. Let's like focus, you know, and it's like, it helps ground you, you know, because if you're constantly thinking about who's doing this or like what you're not doing, it's like you're always looking to your left and your right, but you're never like focused in the moment. So like I like that both of your goals are like things that are really tangible and like in your control and like based on presence, versus like sometimes like the bigger, loftier things can be kind of like just overwhelming, you know? So I think like, I mean, I guess final question and then we'll wrap up. Is there anything, because it's Shoot the Shit, right? Is there anything you guys are trying to get rid of, like that you want to throw down, like the trash chute? It could be funny. It could be like more real, like bad habit, something. I mean, I'm always trying to say I'm not going to be late. The day that I'm never late to a coaching or a training session
that'll be the
is
day.
like, that'll be the day. But I'm always late. So I'm going to try and work on it. But we'll see. I don't know.
What are you going to do?
What do you mean?
What's going to change?
Yeah,
What's going to change? Oh, no. Now I'm like getting questioned.
Now we'll
This is
start
called
the session.
accountability.
This is accountability.
Free of charge.
I would really love it if Uber could be faster and maybe I'll
You got to schedule ahead of time.
Right, But every time I do wait and save, those people never come on time, ever. It's just like wait and never come.
Super spoiled. I love my place, but like they raised my rent like $75, which I was like, no, I'm gonna stick it to the man. I'm not staying here. And I was like, I looked and I was like, none of this is what I need. And you're also like masking the fact that it's still just as expensive as where I live after that first year, right? So anyways, I've just been making myself a promise to like declutter.
I like that.
Because like I said, ADHD, like it's not going to be a good day.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good vibes if I come home to clutter. I can't really be creative with like too much stuff. And with like being a sponsored athlete, I get a lot of stuff all the time just sent to my apartment, and it just sits there. I can't get rid of it fast enough. And by get rid of, I mean like gift it to someone else and like have someone enjoy it, or create the content fast enough to then, you know, put it where it needs to be. And so that's my goal.
Mons, you can always give me anything.
And you'll be like,
any
dang.
sponsored items you can please
got
pass
it.
my way.
got it.
No, that's it. So I just want to say, like, thank you guys so much for being
thanks for having
here,
us.
for just talking, for just shooting the shit with me, and just
Of
like,
course.
I love you guys. I'm really appreciative to you. Anyone who's watching, just like, you know, subscribe, like the podcast. Oh, shout out. Do you guys want to shout out anything? Instagrams, programs, classes, anything?
The website's innersparksolutions.com. That's my
What's
business.
your Instagram?
Tobias.innersparks.
Okay. Mons?
You can find me at monica-jones.com. Train with Mon on all platforms. Hit your girl up.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you.